Alright guys, welcome back. I'm going to be starting on the cranks today. There's two of them to be made. I'm going to make them out of this piece of steel that I have here. This is about 1 1/16 or something like that. I had a small scrap. I'm just going to use this. So first off, we got it in the 4-jaw chuck. We're going to have to offset this later on. So I got it pretty well centered up in here. And we're going to start with, we'll face this off, get this nice and flat, and come with the drill. I'll center drill it and drill the center bore through there. Then I'll start turning this down to the 3/4 inch diameter, and then after that I'll offset the piece in the chuck 1/4 inch, because it's a 1/2 inch stroke on the engine, so 1/4 inch off of the center line. And I'm going to drill it deep enough so I could just part off two pieces and make the two cranks together. This way I know they'll both be the same amount of throw. So let me get this dial indicator out of the way, get the tool bit up in the tool post, and we'll get started. Okay, so we got to take this down to 3/4 inch. It's just under an inch right now, so let's get going. $752. Let me check another measurement on that. Alright, so close enough. I like it. I'm just going to move this in the 4-jaw chuck over 1/4 inch, and I got to drill a 1/16 inch hole through, and that'll be for the crank pin. So let me get set up for that, and I'll bring you back. Alright, so got this set up here now. Got the 1/4 inch offset, as you can see, and I already hit that with a center drill there, 1/16 inch drill bit, and I'm going to go in and like I said before, I'm going to go in fairly deep, so when I part these two pieces off, they'll both be identical. So alright, here we go. Alright, so got the 3-jaw chuck on there. Got our old friend the parting tool, and alright, so I gave it a little bit more than 3/16, so we could always clean it up a little bit depending on how the finish comes out. And alright, so let's get cutting here. A little oil. one more to go. Okay, so there's the crank. I got to drill and tap a hole down there for a set screw, and it's 180 degrees from the crank pin. So this would be sitting there like that. So we're going to drill and tap that. So all right, so I use this center finder here that I have. Makes the job real easy, and I centered the table in the Y direction here. So I'll start with a center drill and get working on that. Okay, so the plans call for this to be drilled for a 348 tap thread. I don't have any 348 set screws, so I got some 256. They're a little smaller, so that's what I have on hand. So I'm gonna drill this with a center drill, a number 50 drill bit, and I'll tap that. Okay, so this is tapped all the way down, and pull this out, and so this is pretty much done, and I'll do the same for the other crank, and I'll cut a piece of 1/16 of an inch diameter drill rod, and Loctite that in to the hole for the crank pin. Alright, I'll bring you back in a little bit when I'm ready to glue the Loctite the crank pins in. Alright, so these are the two cranks. This made out of steel. I went ahead and I put a 1/16 of an inch piece of steel stock in there, and that's just Loctited in, and I just sanded that down on my belt sand to get it nice and smooth, and then inside it's drilled and tapped for this 256 set screw. So got both the cranks, and then the crankshaft, just a piece of 1/8 inch drill rod, and I got a little flat, I don't know if you can see this, ground in, and that's on both sides, and they're 180 degrees, so they're on opposite sides, and that'll help locating the position or the indexing of the each of the cranks. So